Alright, morning guys, or afternoon, or wherever the hell you are. Okay, so today we're going to do something different. It will be a video briefing. Alright, so that means people can come in, they can see, they can review it again. Again, this is the first time we are doing this, so be lenient, yeah, be lenient. If you have any ideas, go ahead and sound it out in the comments itself. Okay, so today's TW will be centered around Caishi and Heng itself. Okay, so this will be the map. I think most of us are quite well acquainted, but exactly where to defend will be something. So this is kind of like a general briefing. This is what the leadership has decided that we should do. Okay, but as again, tactics is fluid. We might change it accordingly, but have a rough idea of where you should be if you are using what type of units and the general plan that we have. Okay. Okay, so I'm currently in Caishi right now. So where I'm standing, okay, let me just draw out for you. I'll try to keep it short, as short as possible. Okay, so I'm going to annotate this with red. Alright, so if you remember behind me, if you look behind me, this is where the base camp is. Alright, so from here, we want to basically target to the X. So for example, possible optimal mortar locations will be here and here for a mortar. Okay. Of course, where are all these mortars being placed? They are basically placed here to attack X. Okay. We also be bringing Falconettis in as well. Again, some places where Falconettis could go. So again, just remember these spots. Okay. So I'm going to erase this and clear. So some of the spots where the Falconettis can stand would be okay, here itself. Okay, I'm trying to annotate at the same time. Kind of weird. Should be a better way to do this. Alright, so try to get them over here. I'm not sure whether there's a staircase here, but if there are no staircases here, the Falconettis can actually go up and try. So whoever's having Falconettis or whatever hero, okay, just check whether there's actually a barrier here. Yeah, great, excellent. Okay, so again, mortar locations will be here and here. The Falconettis can be here or on top of this building. So there are two locations to defend. One is here. I shall call this location 1, and the other location is here at the back, okay, which is location 2. Okay, so let's have a look at location 1. Again, you can skip and whatever this, so alright. So let me zoom out from myself. Okay, so first location. I'm going to move back a little bit. So again, from where the mortars are, which are over here and here, okay, and here for Falconetti, we will basically attack the X point, which is all the way at the back, at the end there. Yeah? Okay. Alright, this is again assuming that they are going all calf. So this is the step that we're going to defend. If you notice, there is a small opening on this side over here. So gotta take note of that, just be careful. Let me just check something. Can heroes go underneath? Okay, cannot go underneath. Fine, great. So from here, I'm going to just show you where you should roughly place your things. Again, on the ground, it might be slightly different, so change it accordingly. See? So a good place to place your Forterachos or impikes, okay, will be on this location here. Of course, facing this way. Okay, and as well as here. Okay, facing this way. Alright. So again, this door is small, so they can actually technically squeeze Cav through this door, but it will be coming out in a stream. So again, as we watch the training video, Falconettis will basically rip them to shreds. Okay, now why did I leave this spot here open is because Cav cannot actually charge through here. So try to place your Forterachos in such a way that they are actually using natural obstacles to help them block as well. Okay. So this will be a rough idea for the defense here. Alright, let's now head on to our next location. Okay. So you notice when I'm traveling down this stretch here, can be defended in a way. So we shall see. Okay, so next location is basically this. So the supply hut is here. Let me get into a position where I can show everything. Great. Here is good. Here is good. Okay. So, how are we going to actually defend this particular location itself? Again, on the ground, squad leaders take charge a bit or ask. Okay, so two scenarios. Okay, I'm going to use the red for the first scenario. We can either get your alpha brushes to point in this direction. Okay, and then another set of outer brushes to point in this direction. Okay, it's quite small there, so this one is possible. Okay, this one here on the ground, you just need to check. And in this space here, stuff a bunch of purvis. Okay, so they can pew 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 in this direction. Again, the purvis will be covering the supply point itself. Kind of a deterrent for people. Alright. The other way to do this will be actually this way. So just chuck a bunch of photo brushes pointing out in this direction. Alright. So again on the ground we say, because the reason why we are actually defending this particular point here is because if you go down, okay, if you actually go down itself, there's really, it's completely open. It's very easy to get flanked. But with covering these two particular positions, right, it's actually very difficult for the enemy to come down to our base camp. Okay, so things you can note later is this point here, people can actually place artillery, but again, you are quite exposed because enemies can still come up here. Okay, so having some optimal cannons up this way to rain down on the X position or on the supply point itself to prevent them from capping. Okay. So what happens is, in this particular map, okay, let me just draw out the positions for you again. So this is where we're defending, okay, these 2 points. So the enemy is going to come in. Let's see, let me use pink for the enemy. The enemy is going to come in this way. Alright, there's a very small opening here. So generally if they're using cav, again this is against a full cav, they will reach X first. So by defending these 2 locations, okay, first, we will be able to actually retake X. So once they come here, we are in a position to try and whittle them down as much as possible. They will again of course try. So if you look at our previous Kashka defense, remember, once we are at a numbers advantage, right, we should push up, okay, to retake X itself. Okay, so pushing up to retake X. Things to note when we are pushing up to retake X would be, we have to get somebody. Okay, you know what? Okay, again, this is on the ground, so we will refine this strategy as we go along. But when we have the numbers advantage, okay, we got to push up to X to try and take it. And once we take the X, we will be basically pushing in this direction. So there's a path here. Of course, there are 2 paths here as well. So once we take X, okay, or in the process of that, we don't have to have everybody there. We have to push up and block this point and this point. Now, once we do that, that's it. It's a win already, because there's really no way that the enemy they can't go up from here. There's no path. Okay, so once we take X and we move in, okay, we have to clog up this small little gap here, as well as this road, okay, this entire stretch here. So this is where we can place our range. Okay, I'll call them R for range, okay? Of course, our photo brushes will be here in the front, pointing outwards. Okay, so we have to try and improve our movement. Try not to be so static. Go by bounds. One bound, okay? So the makeup for this will be try to bring as many photo brushes as possible, but we do need impacts as well. And again, if let's say they do bring infantry, having 2 sets of shields. Okay, Chinorino will be handling the... What do you call it? I can't remember, sorry. Okay, somebody type in the comments. The lineup, okay, the lineup. So we'll be having a Cav, not a full Cav squad. Okay, all that Chinorino will say, I'm sorry. Again, this is new, I'll get better. Alright, so recap again. When the match starts, okay, we will push up to the 2 entrances. Over here, we just want 3 people. So 2 photo brachos and 1 pervis. Okay, so just take note. 2 photo brachos and 1 pervis in this location here. Everybody else pushes up here. Okay, they will cap X first, definitely. Once they try to push through and they lose the numbers, alright, we will then push up to X. Once we are pushing up X, okay, we want, again, not everybody has to be there. Okay, we need to move up here to block up this location. Why do we push forward? Because they can actually enter from this path, and then we will push up from here. Okay, so let me erase this. I think a better way to do this will be to push up here first, block up this point. Okay, and people will be here. Okay, so number 1. Number 2 is when we start to cap X. When we start to cap X, okay, the positions that to basically defend will be here. Once we have cap X and we have defended, we will slowly push forward. Okay, so these units have to push up first, okay, because they have to clear up the supply point and then push downwards into this location. Okay, once they are pushing out, clearing the supply, alright, these guys can then push forward and then we can defend this location here. Alright, that will be the 4th. And then once we are here, again, this is full cav. These guys can stay here, we can push up forward. What we can do is we can then start using our range, Falconettis, Pervis, Fusiliers, Imperial Arbs, Arquebuses, okay? And we can whittle them down against number advantage, we can then push forward, okay? Again, tactics is fluid, so let's try and work with what we have all together. Ken, any questions? Any questions, please highlight that in the TW plan chat itself. Okay? Alright. I don't want to overstay, so thank you very much. That's it for today. See you later in TW, and may the odds be ever in your favor. Good day.